Hey guys, great to be live with you. Well, a body has been found after rescue crews were dispatched to Barack Obama's Martha's Vineyard home last night. The body turned up this morning. We're going to go into the details, look at the pictures of the scene there. Also, show you some video of an ESPN anchor collapsing live on air and get the update on this man who collapsed on the field. We have an update on an NFL wide receiver in his prime, now going to miss training camp due to blood clots. Also, I'm going to give my TV news take on this videographer who tilted the camera to show the truth during a fake news conference. What does someone like that get consequences? We're going to look at that video as well. So let's look at the local news in Martha's Vineyard. Developing just today, missing paddleboarder found dead. This is the Martha's Vineyard Times reporting Massachusetts State Police divers have recovered the body of a 43-year-old man who'd gone missing while paddleboarding in Edgartown Great Pond Sunday. Police say the deceased was located using side scan sonar from a boat and was retrieved shortly before 10 a.m. Monday from 8-foot deep waters approximately 100 feet away from the shore. An investigation into the fatality is being conducted by the State Police Detectives Unit for the Cape and Islands and Edgartown Police. The paddleboarder went missing Sunday evening on Edgartown Great Pond, prompting a multi-agency response, including the U.S. Coast Guard, state police, and local emergency personnel. A U.S. Coast Guard helicopter was on site, and Massachusetts State Police provided aerial support. Massachusetts Police also deployed an underwater recovery unit with assistance from Massachusetts Environmental Police. Massachusetts State Police issued a press release Sunday night saying that at 7:46 p.m., Martha's Vineyard police and fire agencies responded to a call concerning an adult male paddleboarder who had gone missing into the water, appeared to briefly struggle to stay on the surface, and then submerged and did not resurface. The first responders were dispatched to former President Barack Obama's Katama estate. Martha's Vineyard Times reporting. I want to show you the Daily Mail's coverage of this. They have a lot of pictures. They also have a dispatch call that you can listen to, dispatchers going out to Barack Obama's house. Matter of fact, let me just play that. Well, that's an ad, but I'm going to show you the pictures too. It's a $12 million home. Apparently, the man who went missing was a 43-year-old black man.
Control to Edgartown Fire, Water Rescue personnel.
Here it is.
Echo 90 and Echo Unit. Respond to 7979 Turkey Land Cove for a 40-year-old male, possible drowning. Control to Edgartown Fire, Water Rescue personnel. Echo 90 and Echo Unit. Respond to number 7979 Turkey Land Cove Road for a 40-year-old male, possible drowning. Units acknowledge.
There you go. Sorry, you guys. That was really quiet, but it was as loud as I could get it. Okay, so you can see the crews responding to the scene. And now when I heard that this was a pond, it's like, how does someone go missing in a pond? Ponds are pretty small, right? But no, this is a massive pond. They shouldn't really call it a pond. This is the pond, you guys. It's a bay off of the ocean, only separated from the ocean by a tiny strip of sand. And you can see Barack Obama's gigantic $12 million house with a long walkway to the so-called pond. And this 43-year-old black man who drowned, he was found 100 feet off the coast and 8 feet submerged. He has not been identified. Apparently, he was kayaking with one other person. That person has not been identified either, but they said that they had seen him fall in, try to keep up, and then just go under. So they searched all night, and his body was found just after 10 this morning. You can see these beautiful images of Barack Obama's home. Daily Mail is saying there's no word on whether Barack Obama was at the property at that time, but they said that Barack Obama has been known to love paddleboarding, and there are photos of him paddleboarding. So the initial call is for a 40-year-old man, but he's now identified as 43 years old. Barack Obama bought this house 2019, $11.75 million. This is still developing. We don't know the identity of this man. I covered local news for a long time, and his identity may come out tomorrow or the next day, or possibly never, but usually when someone dies in an accident like that, his name does get released by the officials who helped recover his body. checking your comments. Thanks for tuning in live. Really quick shout out to the sponsor of my coverage. A surging national debt is bullish for gold. Debt ceiling drama ended with nominal budget cuts and a shiny new credit card with no limit for the federal government. A Bank of America senior analyst recently told the Wall Street Journal big stock market rally to be followed by big collapse. Are you prepared to protect your retirement savings for at least another year of the current administration? The time for gold is here. Demand is soaring. Let National Gold Group show you options for investing in precious metals like gold and silver in your retirement accounts and for direct delivery. Take advantage of the best deal in precious metals. Mention my channel, Ivory Hecker. Pay no fees when you roll over your IRA and invest your IRA or 401k into physical gold and silver. Qualified accounts will receive their lifetime fee waiver on rollovers through 2023. You can call them at 888-617-5927. That number is down in my description. Also, check out their website there. You get a free investor guide today. National Gold Group is a Consumer Affairs top-rated gold IRA dealer. Call 888-617-5927. 888-617-5927 and add the power of gold to your portfolio. Remember, there's always a risk of loss, and past performance is not indicative of future results. I want to catch you guys up on this ESPN announcer / analyst who was anchoring a soccer match on the field when he collapsed. I have video of that. Let me show you.
Bellingham will operate. Is it as a box midfielder? Is it behind the striker, usually starts?
Yes.
But he's not here parallel to Benzema.
No. There is a certain player at the moment who is currently playing for PSG who kind of suits that role, doesn't he? Obviously, so much speculation about killing Mbappe, about whether or not he's going to Real Madrid this summer. He's been left behind. He's on the naughty step from PSG. He's not gone on the tour of Japan. What have you been obviously? Shut! Look, need some help. Okay.
Whew, horrible. Okay, we have an update on that. I'm checking your comments here. You're saying paddleboarder or kayak. If I said kayak, that was a mistake. It's a paddleboarder. And Daily Mail was saying that this was a paddleboarder and that Obama loved to paddleboard too. But, you know, there's no indication of any connection from Obama. This could have been an Obama fan who was just knew Obama lived out there and was trying to paddleboard as close as they could to his house. Anyway, back to the sportscaster who collapsed. This man's name is Shaka Hislop. Are you familiar with him? Let me show you. He is being covered in the news after he collapsed on the field. ESPN soccer analyst Shaka Hislop collapses during a live broadcast. The retired pro fainted while on the air with co-host Dan Thomas, who later told viewers that Hislop had regained consciousness. Dan Thomas is tweeting about his friend who collapsed on the field. You can see right here, Shaka is conscious. The medics are looking after him, it says. And he'll be taking questions, he said, tonight on ESPN FC, if you guys want to ask him your questions about Shaka Hislop. So it says here that later on, Thomas told the viewers on air later that evening, because I guess this happened yesterday. He said, as it stands, it's good news. Shaka is conscious. He's talking. I think he's a little embarrassed about it all. He's apologized profusely. He's not a man who likes people to make a fuss of him. Obviously, it's far too early to make any sort of diagnosis, but the important thing is that Shaka is conscious, and we spoke to his family as well, because you imagine seeing that happen live. There can't be many more things that can scare you amongst the family, he said. Thomas added that they had spoken to Hislop's wife and things are looking okay. He gave an encouraging update later. Let me just show you that. I just don't recall, before the pandemic, I don't recall a lot of people collapsing live on air, although it did happen. There was one lady who was reporting the news out in LA when she started to have stroke-like symptoms and started to speak total gibberish. You remember that happened before the pandemic. So this did happen to people on air, but it seems like it's happening a lot lately. Here's his update.
Here at the Rose Bowl, it's AC Milan at 2, Real Madrid 0, but that, of course, very much secondary to what happened ahead of the game. Obviously, my mate Xhaka not here, but as it stands, it's good news. He's conscious, he's talking. I think he's a little embarrassed about it all. He's apologized profusely. Not a man who likes people to make a fuss of him. Obviously, far too early to make any sort of diagnosis, but the important thing is that Xhaka's conscious, and we spoke to his family as well, because you imagine seeing that happen live. There can't be many more things that can scare you amongst the family, but fortunately we spoke to his wife, and things are looking okay. All right, then we'll be going back to the second half of this game here at the Rose Bowl. Thank you for all your love, and as it stands, Xhaka looks like he'll be all right.
Well, he sure is flustered himself, poor guy. Xhaka Hislop is 54 years old. He's a retired goalkeeper. He played professionally soccer from 1992 to 2007. The Brit is mainly known for his time with Newcastle United, but was also part of the Reading, Portsmouth, and other teams, FC Dallas, I guess. I don't know. I haven't watched a lot of soccer. Crazy thing to watch on TV. Thanks for the super chat. Thank you, Ms. Hecker. Do your supporters need to provide a promo code when doing business with any of your sponsors? No, they haven't given me promo codes. We like to avoid promo codes because it's easy to forget even using the promo code. So if you call the gold company through National Gold Group, the number provided, that is a custom number associated with me. So when you call, they should know that you're calling because of me. And with my other sponsors, the websites that I give out, like some of the advertisers on Instagram, those are custom websites, so they know it's directly associated with me. Thank you guys for connecting with my advertisers. When you do that, you support my independent journalism. If you don't want to connect with my advertisers, there's ways to donate to my independent show down at the links down in my description. Okay, I wanted to show you guys the update on this NFL player. ESPN reporting that the Cleveland Browns say that Marquise Goodwin, wide receiver, 32 years old, will miss the start of camp due to blood clots in his legs and lungs. They just reported this. The wide receiver will miss the start of Cleveland Browns training camp due to blood clots, the team revealed Friday. Goodwin began experiencing difficulty in his legs and slight shortness of breath during OTAs in the spring. Follow-up tests showed blood clots in his legs and lungs. It is unclear when Goodwin will rejoin the Browns on the practice field. Cleveland signed the 32-year-old veteran in the offseason. Goodwin has 187 career receptions and was brought in to play a key role in Cleveland's receiver rotation. The Browns' first training camp practices on Saturday. I guess this past Saturday, so he missed it. Let me show you who we're talking about. I'll show you guys his Instagram. This is Marquise. Marquise Goodwin. He has a lovely family, 32 years old, and apparently he's got blood clots now too. So hopefully he recovers soon. I don't recall athletes getting blood clots like this before the pandemic either, but let me know if you recall that, because maybe you guys are up on sports more than me. Okay, finally, I want to show you guys the video of how a videographer, cameraman, helped tell the truth during a fake news conference in Canada. Here it is.
Just a final question here. Is there any sort of work being done with the airlines in order to get flights actually on time or not delayed as much? Just curious if there's any work happening there.
Yes. So we've seen almost a doubling in terms of improvement on-time performance since last year. That is a reflection of all the work that we've done across the ecosystem together with our partner airlines, with agencies, reducing processing time, reducing wait times, and fine-tuning operations with our air carrier partners. And we see the great results that have come from that.
Talking about they're getting great results. Meanwhile, everything is delayed and canceled right above her. So people aren't buying it. I mean, I didn't see the full news conference. A friend sent me that clip out of Canada, and people were asking, does this videographer get fired for showing that? Well, first of all, the woman apparently working for the airport, or the airlines, I think for the airport, decided to do her press conference right below those delayed signs. So that was dumb of her to do that, showing how bad things are looking. She was asking for the videographer to pan like that. And videographers definitely should, when there's an opportunity to simply pan the camera and show the truth, they should absolutely do that. Now, I worked in the corporate news for Fox and NBC affiliates for 9 years. And I can tell you that there are very, very many very timid people in the corporate news, and that I had videographers who would not do a pan like that, even when I told them, you need to pan to what's actually happening. I don't care if it makes whoever we're covering look bad. We cover the truth. We are not a PR team for whoever we cover. But I would say this stuff to my videographers sometimes, and they still wouldn't do it. I remember I was covering there was the beaches and the piers along the coast of Texas were all shut down. I think it was due to an oil spill. Houston, where I was located, is on the Gulf Coast. And so due to a contamination of the water, people were banned from going out to the piers where they like to fish. So me and my videographer went out there to film how everything was shut down. And lo and behold, there was a guy out there fishing as we spoke. He had jumped the fence. It was completely blocked off. Big sign saying, do not go out there, do not fish, do not trespass, do not cross this fence. This man jumped the fence to go fish. So our job was to film how everything was shut down. And I told my videographer, you have to pan and show how someone is totally violating everything and fishing anyway. My videographer refused. He would not do it. He didn't want to call that guy out or make him look bad. You got to cover reality, though. That's the thing. And that's what this videographer in this clip did, is he covered reality by showing, no, everything is shut down, even though the lady's acting like it's not. So finally, I think I just recorded it with my cell phone and just called on the guy like, hey, can we talk to you? He moseys on up. He's like, wait, everything's shut down? I thought they just forgot to open the gate to the pier. And that's why it was fenced on. So this guy, he was just oblivious. He wasn't trying to violate orders, but my videographer felt bad, like he was trapping this guy with his camera. Like, you got to put your feelings aside and film what is happening. I bet you that videographer at the press conference was the only one with the balls to do that, because most of them would be like, well, if we pan up, we're going to make her feel bad. She'll feel bad that she's lying and everyone knows it. Doesn't matter. You got to have some balls as a videographer. Very small way to use an ounce of courage and tell the truth. Videographers really matter when it comes to covering the news. So point your camera at what's really happening. And I was thrilled to see that the guy in Canada actually did that. I want to see more of that. Looking at your comments, was the paddleboarder's name Big Mike? Anyone know what you're talking about there? I don't know who Big Mike is. Is that a joke about Michelle being a man? Michelle Obama being a man? I know there's a lot of theories about that. Thank you for this one. Hit the like button and share. Yes, please support my little channel and let me know what you would like me to cover in the future. Just wanted to hop on here and highlight some of the very interesting, strange, like what the heck headlines that are happening today. Probably going to do that tomorrow as well. Let me know if you want me to cover something. You can email me, email down below. Any news tips, I'm always looking. And with that being said, you guys have a good one. We'll see you next time.